Oh, I think I'm going to sneeze. I apologize ahead of time in case I sneeze in your ear. Well, we are, I say we, I'm talking about the people in my town, are, well, let me preface all this. I live in an area that is referred to as the River Valley. And the reason is we live in a valley and we are surrounded around the whole town by a river. The river has now reached the flooding stage that it has never reached before in all recorded history. We have approximately, last report, we have 500 homes that have already been flooded, and the river has not crested yet. So they expect that sometime tomorrow. But tonight and tomorrow, we are expecting severe weather, and they say we might be getting about 4 additional inches of rain. Now, 4 inches of rain don't sound too bad, now does it? Except it's going to be raining north of us, and the river flows south, so all their rain becomes our rain. So, oh, let's play show and tell. Hold on 1 second here, and we'll play show and tell. Let me find a marker here. Show and tell. Real big piece of paper. I know. You know how it is. You've got 10,000 pieces of paper, but you don't have any that are blank, right? I know. We're all the same. Okay. So, here's the river. And here, hold on now. This is the state line, and this is Missouri. This is Oklahoma, and this is Arkansas. These are the boundaries. And the river comes like this. Well, maybe like this. And the way we are, well, something like that. We live right here. And now there's a bridge that goes over this river into well, before we get up there, wait a second. I'm getting you way too far ahead. This is a bridge right here. It takes you into part of Oklahoma. That line's wrong. Line goes up there. Anyway, there's a bridge right here. It's closed because the water is already up, and that's an interstate bridge. And then here's another town, and there is a bridge that goes there, and then there is a interstate. No, there is a freeway that goes here, and both of those are shut down. And then there are creeks around here and creeks around here, and they have all flooded. So I now officially, for right now, live on an island. I live on an island because we are completely cut off temporarily from highways and byways. So unless you have a canoe or a submarine, you're not going anywhere. So yes, we are stuck, but I can't complain because even though, let's forget that, Okay, this is show and tell, remember. Here's the river. And those of you that have done swaps with me, okay. My address, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. My address is 6th Street. The river is 1st Street. It would be 1st Street. It's a different name. But so I live 6 streets from the river. Fortunately, the area where I live, if you were to drive from the river to my house, you go up. It's a pretty, steep enough climb from the river to 6th Street. But the people that live in this section down here, it now becomes flat. So all this water is building up all the way up from Missouri and Kansas, all those places where it's been raining. It's all bottlenecking down here, and about like right here, it's really overflowing. That's where the interstates are. And all the people down here are the ones at their homes that are along the river. Those are the ones that are flooding. And unfortunately, most of the people, well, I would say probably 99.9% of the people, do not have flood insurance because this has not flooded since the 1940s. And even then, that was before they had the lock and dams and all these things. And so the water just flowed. So, in theory, with all the construction that has been done over, the past 70 years or whatever, as far as the controlling of the waters, the theory was, it wouldn't ever flow because it's been taken care of. But Mother Nature said, hello, I'm going to give you guys some more rain. So that is that. So what did I do today to prepare? I went out and got dog food. I told my husband, I said, oh no, they're going to run low on dog food because, they can't get the trucks in and they're not going to be the priority. They'll find a way to get us food and water, but they're not going to think to get us dog food. So I ran out and got two 40-pound bags of dog food because we have 4 big dogs. So let me tell you, that's what I did. Yes, see, Linda, you know me so well. And so it was so funny. I was telling my husband when we used to live in Hawaii and there was going to be some kind of a storm or, anything. It was a joke. I mean, it happened, but still everyone joked about it. Everybody would run to the store. And what did they get? And it was, everyone did it. They ran and they got water, toilet paper, and rice. That was the only thing that all the shelves were completely cleaned out from because the staple in Hawaii, your food, everything is served with rice of one way or another. So they had to have the rice. And a lot of people are on catchment or they would, the water, the pumps might go out and they wouldn't have any water. So they had to have their water. And of course, you have to have your toilet paper. So, so that was the joke. And I told my husband, oh, I feel this urge to go get some toilet paper and some rice. But I didn't. I just got dog food. Oh, coffee. Well, see, I had plenty of coffee last week because we like our. Oh, excuse me. Hold on. I'm going to sneeze and cough at the same time. I got really bad allergies today. Yeah, we drink our coffee. The way we make it is with a French press. So we grind our own coffee. So I had a whole bunch of that. So I was all set with that. But I had double checked about if I had some creamer because I'm not, a black coffee person at all. So we were all set. But that's our excitement. So if you look at the title of this stream, I didn't misspell it. It's spelled correctly. Anyway, so I thought maybe what I would do. I'm not sure if I want to work on my black and white thingamajigger. Oh, before that. You ladies that have, let me find it. What did I do with it? Uh-oh. Oh, here it is. You ladies that have a Tuesday morning, look what I found for $1. And then I told my friend, because we have three of them in my town, and I went to all three, and only one of them had it. So I know they don't all have it. And then I told my friend that lives on the other side of the bridge that I can't get across. And I said, hey, if you get a chance, go over there. Well, she went. They didn't have this one, but they had two other mixed media books. So she got me one of those, and I got her one of these. So we're all set. But, go and see what yours has it, and they may not have it because, you know, they don't all have the same thing. I asked a lady at the local one where I got this, and she says they never know what they're going to send them as far as books, and there's no real reason why they send something to some and some to don't. It's just all random. So you may have this, and who knows? You may have all three that are here in my immediate area. Where was the book? This is at the Dollar Tree that we got. I got this. And my friend got two other kinds at the Dollar Tree also. Hers didn't have this one, but she had two others that were, mixed media. So I had never seen this book before. Um, what? Oh, yeah, I didn't think about that. All I figured is we don't have to cook the dog's food. We just need a cutter to cut it. I was only thinking of the dogs at the time. Was not thinking about the rest of that. I do have a first aid kit. We have first aid kit. Yes, we do. And we have a two-story home, so but but we're not in danger of the floods, fortunately. But the severe weather that's coming in tonight at midnight, I'm checking to see what happens in Oklahoma because if you watch the national news, yesterday, I think it was, or day before, they had horrible tornadoes. And usually what happens, another show and tell, usually what happens is that here is Oklahoma. Okay. And then this is us. And somehow when the storms get to like about right here, they kind of peter out. Or they go this way and get bad, or go this way and they're bad. But for some reason here where I am, I think because we're at the base of the Ozark Mountains, and it probably has something to do with airflow and all that kind of stuff. But it usually goes this way and that way. Um, but anyway, the storms are coming, and they're coming this way, halfway Oklahoma and halfway coming up from Texas. So they're coming whoop, like that. But like I say, usually when they get to a certain point, then they just kind of break away and go in different directions. But that's supposed to be getting here like about midnight, and then all night, depending, if it does come across or decides to do its loopy loop like it usually does. We'll figure out what happens when it happens. But poor little doggies. One of my dogs, he'll let us know even before the storm gets here. He starts looking at us like, gulp, it's coming. He's very sensitive. The other ones don't even care. Thunder, lightning, doesn't matter. They sleep right through it. But the one little guy, he's sensitive. We do have a portable can opener. That's the only kind I have. What else you guys saying? Okay. Oh, you like this? Oh, the sulfur. You're a sulfur girl. Oh. I got lots of matches. Pyromaniac. Yeah, I got plenty of that stuff to play with. And I do have some candles, and let's see. Uh, the only thing I worry about as far as the power is that it gets so stinking hot. I mean, it's hot and humid, and then if the air go, I mean the electricity goes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So anyway, let's see what's in this cool book. You guys might be interested. For $1, even if you aren't interested, it'd be cute to cut the stuff out and glue it on, on a glue book or something. Let's see what we got here. Bright colors, that's for sure. Christy, how are you doing? I haven't seen you in ages. I'm so happy to see you. We have missed you. Okay, this is how to doodle. Well, I think we all know how to doodle. We want to learn how to draw is what we want to. Doodling is not a problem for any of us, right? Close your eyes and move your pencil and you've doodled. Well, it doesn't seem too much excitement here yet. Maybe that's why it was on sale for $1. And if my thing's focusing weird, it doesn't let me go. Once I'm on YouTube, it doesn't let me go in and adjust it. I don't know why, but I've tried everything. It doesn't let me. So I apologize up front. Generator. There you go. My husband's been saying, we've been here, 12 years. Every season, whether it's going to be winter or the storm season in the spring, he's always saying, you know what? I think we need to get a generator. Oh, look, people, I like this. This is cool. What they've done is they've got their various pages, different sizes with different kinds of shapes. We've seen those before, but it's good to rethink some old ideas. And if you're new to mixed media, it's a new idea, right? So that's the first page. Let's see if they explain it. That is was that a book? No, I don't know what they redid with that one. I think they're teasing you with pictures. Oh, okay. That's a canvas frame, but they're working from the behind. That's cute. The thing about doing, how we know each other, I never remember where anybody lives, Like when people say, oh, I'm doing this, I'm doing that because of so and so kind of weather. I'm going, okay, now where does she live? At least I always forget. Maybe you guys remember, but that's a little cute little quilt. I like art quilts. Assemblage pieces. I love, love, love assemblage pieces. Look how cute. It's a book cover, a fabric book cover. I like those too. Well, see, this isn't a total waste of $1. It's kind of cute. And if you've never done it, it gives you some pretty good instructions. And collages. Yeah, so this is good for everybody. If you're new, it shows you how to do new things. And if you're getting kind of stagnant, it'll refresh some old ideas and make them new again. That's cute. I don't know what's in the other two. She just got those yesterday. And I didn't want her to have to get in her submarine to bring it over. A little board game. Cute. An artsy one. An artsy board game. Cute, cute. Mosaics. Those are what? Those are probably 1.5 inch. Nice size. They're making things out of clay and stamping those. That's cute. So there you go. I think it's worth $1. Oh, and you got little cute little patterns. Very good. Run, don't walk to your closest Dollar Tree. You may have different ones there waiting for you that we don't have. You know what I mean? Then the other day, you won't believe this cute book that I found. Souvenirs of Flowers, a pressed flower keepsake book. I love the binding. Look how cute. Very cute. I like it. I like the color. And then, look at this. Look how pretty. This is from 1998. And then it shows you the equipment that you need for pressing flowers, how to gather them, how to press them, how to list your flowers, how to store them, how to mount them, different projects you can do with your flowers, and the Victorian legacy of pressed flowers, and then the terms and the glossary. And there you go. And then look what it has. It has a page that is a whole envelope, or not envelope, but what do you call it? You know what I mean? Glassine. So that when you get your flowers, you stick them in there and you press them. So then it starts talking about what you need to get started for pressing your flowers. And then gathering your flowers. Some more beautiful pictures about pressing them. And then, hello, another glassine. What do you call this? Is this an envelope? No. Is that an envelope? No. Pouch? No, I don't know. But you know what I mean. I can't think of the word. All I can think is dog food right now. Anyway. And now suggestions for pressing. So they give you the names, I guess, of flowers that you can have more success with when it comes to pressing. And doesn't that look like it's pressed? And it's got like pieces of stuff. I don't know if it's intentionally or, or somebody did press something in there. Either way, it's pretty cool. And that looks like it's pressed, but it's not. It's a picture. The resolution's really cool. And hello, another one. Pretty cool. Hi, CJ. I'm just on here so everybody can hold my hand while I'm waiting out the flood and the storm and the tornado and the rain and dog food and stuff like that. Other than that, everything's fine. Oh, here's a nice list. Oh, it's common flowers and their poetic connotation. So the azalea is the first love. Baby's breath is gentleness. Ooh, the blue iris is a message. Or is that massage? Message. And the rose is pure love. I guess that's when it's written in poetry or in prose. Isn't that pretty? Thank you, Deborah. I am safe and sound. Well, I'm safe. I'm never really sound in my mind. But we are safe. But I can't say as much for my town. It's not in good shape. Oh, well, the photography on this is so well done. I don't know if somebody really wrote this or if it's just part of the book. Hard to tell. I can't tell you the truth. I don't know. I kind of want to think somebody wrote that. And then here we go. Here's another one. Oh, Lisa, I know we had the sirens on the other day. And I told my husband, he goes, oh, I thought they were just testing. I said, no, that's on the first Tuesday of every month. That's real. That's a real one. We might have one going off in the morning. I'm guessing. Ooh, look at that. Another one. Okay, now this flower looks familiar, but it's like a weed in the fields around here. What is that called? You ladies that have gardens, what is this called? I can't remember. I've seen that. Oh, so now you write all of your stuff, whatever stuff. Here's another one. I love that color combination like that. That's so pretty. Another one. Ooh, pretty. Another one. And now this is plain paper, no lines. I guess maybe you press, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe you draw on these. You sketch. You let your inner Edith come out. Yeah, it's probably for sketching. And another one. Oh, and then we have regular old. I'm sure this is for, you're supposed to press. Or maybe tear one of these out and put them in the pockets. I don't know. I'm guessing. But isn't that cool? And even the binding is cool. The whole thing. I just like the whole thing. I like the whole thing. All right. So then there's this lady. I forget her name. How awful. I'll try and remember her name before it's all over. I ordered something from her. Now, in the past, those of you that, whoops, where'd that go? Uh-oh. Those of you that go to Patty's live stream, she had these what do you call it? I can't think of words today. Prescriptions, right? But they were like in a log and they were written out of what was prescribed, or I should say what was filled out, like at the pharmacy. But these are like, they would get the actual prescription and then they would glue it on here, on the ledger. And I got some of the pages of that ledger, and these are from 1876. Isn't that cool? And almost all of them, well, I would say half. I'm not going to, yeah, it's exaggerating. Half of them are in pencil, and then you've got some that are in ink. But I would say it's about, maybe more in pencil. Maybe it's, yeah, maybe I think it's more than 50% that's in pencil. So they're kind of fading out. But I thought this was so cool. Wipe your mouth, Jennifer. I can see the drool from here. And look at the writing on some of these. And that's cool. Oh, I should have done them this way so you could see them better, but Look, druggist and apothecary right on there. Isn't that neat? Right on the prescription. This one, he's a druggist. Most of them are druggists. Well, there's another apothecary. So. Anyway, I just thought this was like super cool. Crunchy. You can't get too much crunchier than that. Anyway, just thought I would share that. Put that back in there because it's very brittle. Okay. So, I think that's the end of my adventure as far as things that I recently acquired. I think. I think. Okay, so what are you guys talking about? Leah, you had that book? You sold it? Well, hold on. I just might have one to sell too. I found two of them. Oh, how funny. The lady at the shop where I got that, she says, you like those? I said, yeah. She goes, I might have one more at home. I go, oh my goodness. They are. They're beautiful. Why did you sell it? Did you have another one to keep? Anyway, I don't have too much left. Well, I shouldn't say that. I do have a lot still to do on my journal, but I'm anxious to get this done so I can just kind of like be done with it, so I don't have to be thinking to get it done, so I can move on to another one. I usually don't care. I usually can skip around to a whole bunch of different ones, but for some reason I just want to kind of sort of get this one done. Too pretty for you to use. What does that mean? Okay. Oh, there's a whole big page that needs something. Let me get mine. Let's see what we got going here. Woohoo! That friend of mine. Oh, I left that over at the house. She sent me or gave me some more of these papers that she saves for me, and there was some black and whites in it. I go, oh man, I'm going to use that, but it's next door, so that'll have to wait for another time. Another time. That might look cool there. Jennifer, I sent out your kit today. So it is on the way. If they find a submarine to get it out of town. Oh, I like that. Oh, you can't see it. It's way over there. That's the only thing about this big old book. It's too big there. I like this guy over here. I think that's a good place for him. Yep. I do believe. Oh, speaking of boats, look, there we go. Oh, and you know what? It was so sad. Um, there's this okay, over at the bend of the river. Um, like I say, it wasn't supposed to go as high as it is. It's going up into the back of, one of these shopping centers. And in the parking lot of the shopping center are a bunch of deer because all their little homes, they're living along the banks of the river, and there's a lot of trees down there and lots of pretty meadows. And, that was their home. And now they're on asphalt at 85-degree weather on the asphalt going, what happened to our home? Poor things. They're just kind of looking at each other like, duh, what happened here? Yep, I hear my dog out there. Yeah, I think he'll work pretty good right there. Oh, now they're all barking. Okay, they might be happy. They knew that I got them some dog food. They're thanking me. That's what I think. Okay, I think I'm just going to put some glue on this and see what happens. We'll just get it started. My husband went down to, I forget where he went, to the boys club or somewhere. They had a bunch of sand down there, and people were going down there to get sandbags and stuff. So he went down with a truck and a shovel and a wheelbarrow and things like that. And I told him, I said, Richard, people your age, they go and they shovel snow and they shovel sand and they end up killing over from a heart attack. And he goes, how stupid do I look? I'm just going to use the truck. They can throw everything in the truck and I'll move it for them. I said, okay, good thinking. You let the 20-year-olds do that. Okay. I think I might need to put a little something around him. That's what I think. I think that needs to go there. Yes. Do what? I have no idea where my cheesecloth is right now. I know I have some, but now you're asking me to actually know where things are. Come on. See, my place right now looks like a little bit like a, excuse the term, a tornado hit it. Because I got, I've been putting new packs together for my African fabrics, and I had stuff everywhere, and I finally got that done. And then I cut apart, I don't know if you guys remember, I don't remember what language it was, but it was some big, I think it was Dutch or something, this big old, I think it was a monthly magazine or something. I don't remember what it was. But I got that at Patty's, and I was going to tear that all up. So I tore all that up and put those in bundles. So that was all over the place. And then I put together a whole bunch of my kits for my Encaustic workshop. So that stuff was all over the place. So yeah, I think right now the only clear spot in my whole space is right here. Okay, that'll be it for now. And then maybe I'll come back and do something else there later. Just put the basics down for now. All right, so I know I have blank ones. Where are they? Well, that's not blank. Well, it is kind of, sort of. Okay, so that needs something. That needs, oh, how about a rhino and a fox? Ha! Okay, maybe not. Okay, so these are blank. That's blank. All right, so let me look through my pile. Maybe I got something from here. Mm-hmm. How about that? I like that. Maybe. Remember, the red. What is that? That's kind of weird. Oh, calla lily. Ooh, I like this, but where does it fit? Let's leave that there for now. Look how cool that is. That's going to go there somehow. I'm not sure exactly how, but it's going there for sure. Wait a minute. What are you guys talking about? You got lawyers and dibs, courthouses. Oh my gosh. I don't even want to know. Sounds like you all need an intervention. So I have a bunch of, I still have some more of these some of the scrapbook paper that has a lot of different blacks and whites and stuff. I thought I'd make a couple of glue books for my Etsy shop for those of you that don't have a lot of that stuff or don't know how to do it or just don't do it or, you know, whatever your excuse is. I was thinking of making some with my leftover and then putting in a bunch of black and white stuff for you guys to play with. Okay, now if I do that, then what's going to go here? Ooh, a chair? No, I don't think so. This isn't exactly red, though. It's kind of pink. Oops. It's kind of pink. I think it's, no, it's got too many colors on it. Ooh. Oh, that's speaking to me. If I did that, but oh, I'm not sure what I'm doing, but we're gonna do it. Okay, now if I that's too big of scissors to do that with. Yeah, all I hope is that our air conditioning does not go off in a storm. That's all I care about. About 3 years ago, I'll tell you another storm story. About 3 years ago, I take the same way. When I go grocery shopping and stuff, I am a creature of habit. I pretty much come home over the same streets, you know, just a habit. And there's this beautiful house. I live in the old part of town where they have the like Victorian homes and stuff like that. And so on the way home, you know, obviously I pass a lot of them. Some of them, they've been run down and they're ugly, and others they've been taken care of. Well, anyway, there was this one house I always drove in front of, and one day there was a sign out there. It said, "For sale." I like almost had a heart attack. Well, see, my background is construction and home renovation and stuff like that. So when I see an old home and it says for sale, you know, my heart beats a little faster. And, you know, even if I'm in no position to do anything about it, I'm still nosy. So I wrote the number down and I called up the realtor. I didn't tell my husband anything. And then I come home. She calls me and she was going to show somebody the house that afternoon. And she said that I could meet her, like, you know, right after they were going to leave. So I said, okie dokie. So I go over there and I look at the house. Now, it is one of those old Victorian type with a wraparound, a porch around the whole thing. Every room leads out to the porch. It has solid oak pocket doors leading from one room to the other. It has this beautiful woodwork when you walk in, and it has this beautiful winding staircase that goes up. The house is 3 stories tall, and on and on and on. It had a full basement. All the original woodwork was still in the home. The doors, the casings, the windows, the stairs, the floor, everything. It was gorgeous. Okay. Full basement. Did I say that already? Full basement. and on and on and on. Well, I was drooling so bad. It was pretty bad. And the lady that showed me the house, she was an elderly woman. And so she told me, just go upstairs and look all you want on your own. And I go, oh, okay. So I'm up there and I'm still, real excited. And at some point, it must have been like upstairs looked like they had converted it into like a couple, maybe 2 or 3 apartments upstairs. It had on the second floor there was like a full kitchen, and then up on the third floor there was a full kitchen. So there was 3 kitchens in the house, and I think the total, if you know what square footage is, you'll appreciate this. It was 6,000 square feet. Okay, so you basically had like three on, no, two. I can't even count. 2,000 square feet on each floor, which if you have a house with 3 bedrooms, that's about, anywhere from 15 to 2,000 square feet, probably your house is. So if that's what you have, it'd have been 3 of your houses. Okay. All right. So I asked her, excuse me, how much is this house for sale for? And she says, he wants $95,000 for it. Now, depending on what part of the country you live in, you'd probably just fell off your chair. And even in this depressed area, as far as real estate where I live, you'd still fall off your chair. So I'm going, holy moly, what the heck is wrong with this place? Well, for an old house, I mean, there's always something wrong with them. They're, older houses like that. If you're honest, they're all money pits. You just have to love them. You have to have a certain personality that just does not care, doesn't give up. And you look at those homes like a hobby, not a home. It's a hobby that you're going to be working on for the rest of your life, So I thought, oh my goodness, this thing is wonderful, But I also am realistic, and I realized, the air conditioning was non-existent. The heating needed updating. So for a place that size, the heating and air conditioning, you were probably already talking between $25,000 and $30,000 just so you can be cool and warm. You haven't even done anything to the house yet. You're just, heating and cooling it down. And then your bill would be crazy because it has all the original windows, which means, it's a sieve. It's just a sieve. In one window, out the other one. So, I was romanticizing it, but also, I know how to be practical. So I'm thinking, oh man, what a shame. If I had different circumstances, and maybe if I was maybe 15 years younger, when I had more energy, where I didn't care how much I hurt. Now I hurt just getting out of bed. But, I would really say, oh, please, Richard, please, 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 please. But I realized, wait a minute, I don't have $25,000 just to put heating and air conditioning in a place, and so on and so forth. So I thought, well, it was nice. It was nice dreaming. Nice. It was nice. So we have the guy that did the heating and air conditioning in our place, and still, I'm a stubborn person. So I call him up and tell him the square footage, and starting from scratch, approximately, nothing in writing, just ballpark figure, what would something like that cost? And I was right. It was going to be like about, he said, anywhere between 20 and 25. And I go, ugh. And we haven't even put the windows in yet. So then there was this company that when we moved into the house that we live in right now, because our house was, the one we live in right now, was built in 1908, I think it was. And when we moved in, the curtains moved, and it wasn't because it was haunted. It was because the wind came through. So the first thing we had to do was put all new windows in the house. But we found this company that no matter what size the window was, he didn't care if it was 2 feet or 20 feet. They were $200, and that was installed and everything. So I knew. So I go over to the other house I'm looking at, the Money Pit house, and I count all the windows. What happened to the page I was working on? I go and count all the windows times 2. So here I am writing all these lists of. My husband doesn't even know what I'm doing so far, right? So I'm making all these lists of what all this stuff potentially would cost. So then I went over to Abstract Office and asked them, if I could pull some comps to see what a house that size, would sell for and stuff. And it just happened that 3 streets over, a house a little bit smaller than that one, sold for $300,000. No, $350,000. So I figure, oh, well, if it costs $90,000, there's no way I'm going to put $210,000 in it. So whatever was put into it, it still wouldn't like be, underwater. It would, you'd still have some equity in the home. So I'm thinking, well, maybe it's not as bad as I think. We have excellent credit. We could get a home improvement, not, whatever, you could do one of those double whammy ones where you get the mortgage and the, what is it called? It's been so long since I've been involved. I forgot the name. Anyway, so my head's still spinning, right? So I still haven't said anything to my husband. Of course, it's only been a day. I did all that in a day. I worked myself up to a frenzy in a day. So then I get this phone call. And he goes, hello, this is Dave. And I'm thinking, my brother's name is Dave, but you don't sound like my brother. And I said, yes, can I help you? And he says, yes, I'm the owner of that house you were seeing over on 16th Street. And I'm thinking, how did he get my number? Well, that realtor lady told him that I had seen the house and that I had seen, like, maybe I knew what I was doing and that I might be interested. So he called me up. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, I've been in the business long enough. But if you have an owner calling you, he's the desperate one. See, I thought I was the desperate one. But once he called me, I go, you're not too smart. You showed your cards. You're desperate. So I start telling him, oh, you have a beautiful home. It's lovely. I can see it finished. But I've already got some quotes of what certain things will cost. And, I'm already up to, almost like $70,000 that I'd have to put in the house even before I can even move into the house. Okay. Well, unbeknownst to me, he had already checked me out. And he knew what I owned. He knew I had my house and I have the small little house next door, which is the one that's my studio is in right now. So he said, he's a smart guy now. Well, first of all, he owned a lot of property north of where I am. And he says, I don't know why I bought down there where you live. He goes, all my stuff is up here where I live. He goes, and, I just want to get rid of that place because I don't have time to fix it. I don't have time to be traveling down there. I'm busy up here. And I said, oh, okay. Again, showing me that he's desperate, right? So I said, well, what are you thinking about? And he says, well, your little studio, is that rentable? I said, oh yeah, it's completely been refurbished. I fixed it up for my parents. It's all ready to go, except they don't want to come, so it's all ready to go. And I said, you could rent that out tomorrow. So So he seemed interested. So anyway, bottom line, we talked for maybe like a half hour, and he goes, "Okay, how about if I sell it to you, his house? I sell you the house for $30,000." Right, I went into a hot sweat at that point. And you sign over the little house. You keep your main house, but you sign over the little house, and I'll have a rental, and we'll call it even. And my heart skipped a beat. I'm going, wait a minute, wait, this is happening too fast. $30,000, this, that, what is it going to cost to fix it? And I'm thinking to myself, my husband doesn't know anything about this. Oh my goodness, blah, 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 blah. So I'm very calm, trying to act like, I wasn't like falling apart. And I tell him, well, that's interesting. Trying to be cool. And I said, let me get back to you. And again, showing he's anxious. Can you get back to me by tomorrow? I said, I might be able to. I might be able to if I can get the nerve to talk to my husband about this. I did not tell him that. Never show that you're desperate. So anyway, I don't know about you ladies, but sometimes there's just some things you just don't want to talk to your husband about because it makes you nervous. I thought he was going to, I didn't want him to say, what, are you crazy? Haven't you learned anything with all the craziness we've been involved in? Anyway, so I tell him, and to my surprise, he goes, oh, let's go drive over and look at it. And I'm going to myself, what? What did you just say? So I tell the lady, and the lady tells me where she hid the key. The realtor, she didn't even have a lockbox. She just hid the key. That's the kind of town I live in. You just hide a key. Nobody cares. And so we go over there, and my husband goes down into he does the guy thing. He goes down into the basement, and he looks at because my husband, he knows everything about electricity. So he goes and he checks out, the wiring and what it's wired for and what he can add to it and yada, yada, all that kind of good stuff. So he comes back up and he goes, wow, it has this, it has that. And he's like talking about it like I was talking about it in my own head. And I'm going, oh no, now I'm getting scared, right? So I tell him, I said, well, Dave proposed this, this, and this. And he goes, really? And I said, yeah. I said, and I've already talked to blah, blah, blah about this and blah, blah, blah about that. So I fill him in with the whole spiel. So now he's kind of thinking, this sounds kind of interesting. So then I tell him, well, I got to get back to him tomorrow with something. So he says, okay, why don't you do that? All right. And I said, what are we going to tell him? I tell him, well, we're going to sit down and negotiate. He goes, if he's willing to do that, he's willing to take less. I go, okie dokie. So I'm all excited and hyperventilating. Now, remember, this story started about a storm, right? And you're saying, okay, Rosemary, where does the storm part of the story come in? Well, we come home. And there's nothing in the sky. There's nothing. No storm, no nothing. Out of the middle of nowhere, we start this thunder and lightning storm starts. And you can hear, the sirens. You can hear all kinds of stuff. And it's like, oh my goodness, something happened. I wonder what happened. And still, I'm not gonna like go in the car and go see what happened every time, I hear a fire engine or something. So it was close to 6 o'clock. We put on the local evening news, and they're talking about this big old fire on 16th Street. Now, remember, if you followed the storyline now, that house was on 16th Street. And there's the news crews, the news crew filming the house on fire because it had been struck by lightning. Okay? And I go, Richard, our house is on fire. He goes, what? He thought the one we were in, right? I said, no, look at the TV. Our house is on fire. Our $30,000, $300,000 house is on fire. Oh my goodness. I'm telling myself, no, this cannot be. Okay, so there I go. I get on the phone. I said, Dave. He goes, yeah. I said, your house is on fire. He goes, what do you mean? Lightning struck it. If you turn on the news, you're on channel 5. Oh my goodness. Oh. Okay, so they put out the fire, all the back of the house, on all 3 stories, all in the back. It all kind of went whoop and kind of all got burned up and singed and all this kind of stuff. And anyway, so my husband goes, we have no idea structurally what's been damaged. And this and that and that and that, I mean, it's like buying a wrecked car. You don't know, if you're going to be able to drive it. And no matter how good of a deal it is, but if they're asking you for your car in exchange for their car and you don't know if you can drive your car, yeah, it's yeah. So anyway, so the thing here in this municipality, when it comes to getting permits, if you have to do any more than 50% of a remodel, you have to do 100%. And if you have to do more than 50%, you have to get a general contractor. Well, cha-ching, cha-ching, even though my husband can do all the wiring and do everything, he doesn't have a license to do it in this state. So the predicament was, when we originally were considering it, well, my husband could have done all the work because it wasn't going to be 50%. And so we weren't going to have to get a contractor, and we would have saved all the money by doing the work ourselves. Now, with all the damage that was done to the home, there was no way that it was only going to be less than 50%, which now meant, we would not personally be able to do it, which made the costs go up, I don't know how many times, a lot of money. So after soulful searching and me trying to find 100 ways to make it work, I had to make that fateful call to Dave and say, I'm sorry, we can't get it. And so he ended up getting so the insurance money and kind of like patching up the back. I mean, it looked really, really bad what he did. I mean, he just did it enough where he legally, could say that it wasn't a safety hazard, right? And put it back on the market. And then a few months later, one of those, those crazy people from the West Coast that sold their houses, like for $1 million and bought it for 100,000 15 years ago. Sight unseen, they bought the house from him for $150,000 because to them it was practically free. Well, it sat there for 3 years and nothing happened to it. They didn't do anything. And just about a month ago, I've seen some work starting. I don't know if it was the people from the West Coast that bought it or they ended up selling it to somebody else, but they are putting big bucks into this house. So the only thing that, I'm happy about is that the house is going to be beautiful when these people are done with it. And that makes me happy. Am I happy it's not mine? Well, I'm happy I don't have the headache and the money and the bill and all that stuff. But would I have loved for it to have been mine? Oh, yeah. Because what I was going to do is I was going to turn it into an art studio and have classes and have retreats because, you had 3 stories. All downstairs could have been like, quote unquote, the business part of the home. The second story, could have been, where we lived. And the third story could have been where students came from out of town and stuff like that for workshops. There was like 3 bedrooms on the 3rd floor and a kitchen and a bathroom and everything. And that could have been where everybody could stay, for classes and stuff like that. But alas, it was not meant to be. But that's my story. And I get sad because every time I come home, I take that same street and lament and look at the house. I should take another route home, but I enjoy feeling sorry for myself. That house is not mine. I just feel sorry for myself. It makes me feel good to have a pity party. But seeing you guys could have come. I would have had some workshops. You'd have been able to come and go, stay upstairs and then come down and have fun and do art. All that kind of fun stuff. But oh well. Oh well. What do I want to do with this? So that's my long-winded story of the other storm and what it meant to me. But what's the chance, huh? When they say, oh, the same chance of getting struck by lightning. Well, hello, yeah, that's what happened. Oh, gosh. Who is it that walks around with a little cloud over his head? Who was that? That wasn't Charlie Brown, was it? Or was it? Maybe it was. I don't know. But anyway, that's what I felt like when that happened. I just went, wah, wah. I was like, no, tell me that isn't our house on the news. Please tell me. Well, I don't like that there. See, I just got myself all upset already. I shouldn't have talked about it. Now I don't know what to glue. I need something right there. Maybe. Pig pen. Oh, okay. Little Abner. Oh, there must have been more than one then. You think it's going to strike twice? I better be careful. It might strike tonight. Oh, dear. Oh, maybe this can go over here. How about that? So one of these days when that house is done, I'm going to go knock on their door. Can I see your house done? I saw what it looked like before you started. I'd love to see what you did with it. I would love to see what you did with it. Oh. And see like I told you, it was 3 stories, and in the section where the stairs was, I mean, it was gigantic. And you could see all the way up to the 3rd floor. So my husband built and repaired elevators, and so he was going to. I'm telling you, we had plans. He was going to put one of those old wrought iron type open and shut type of elevator, so that we got old and decrepit, we could still get up to the 2nd and 3rd floor. Plus, it would look super, super cool to go up and down in one of a vintage styled elevator to go with the year of the house. Would that have not been cool? I could have paid my mortgage just giving rides on the elevator. I think, on the weekends. I kind of like that, but then I kind of don't. Okay, let me find something else. I've been talking too much. Talking glue and talk. Okay, look for something now. Okay, now I like to put a splash of red, but that's kind of really splashy, don't you think? A little too much splash. Okay, let me see. Let's see what I have here. So now my husband says, see, we live in an old part. It's considered the city, even though, if you see my little walk through from my house to my studio, it doesn't look like no city. It looks like we're out in the country, but we have city lots. And so we have the lot that our house is on. And then, the lot that the studio is on, and they're narrow lots, they're small, because it's city. And then next to the studio is another lot that is ours. So we have 3. So on the empty lot, because my husband knows, I didn't make a big deal about when we didn't get the house and all that stuff. But I just, oh well, but he knew I was disappointed. And so every once in a while he'll bring up, he says, you know what we should do? I go, no, now what? He said, we should get a couple of yurts and just pluck them up on the lot next door. And then you could have some classes and people could stay in the yurts. I said, I don't think people are as adventurous as you think they are. I don't think a bunch of ladies, a bunch of middle-aged ladies want to go camping in a yurt. Oh, I don't know. I wouldn't mind it, but I'm weird, so. Oh dear. I'm not finding what I want to put in here. Yeah, Carla, exactly. Exactly. By the way, hi Carla. I haven't seen you. A yurt. A yurt is okay, let's see. It's made out of a super duper thick canvas. And I can't explain a yurt. And let me think. Somebody out there in YouTube land, I can't explain it. There's one way in. Everything is zipped up. It's kind of in a arched bubble kind of geometric shape. They're super duper cool, and people all over the world use them for different things. A lot of parts of the world they live in them. Other ones they camp in them. Others, hike and travel with them. They're very universal, and they're just super cool. And they come in different sizes. Ooh, I like that color. And I don't know what they cost now. I haven't looked at them. Oh, it's been over 15 years because when we lived in Hawaii, we had a piece of property that I was tempted to just get a yurt, live in the yurt, because there you can. You have to worry about weather and everything. And there was a guy on the island who was had lived in Indonesia. And he was, from America, but he went over to Indonesia and he learned all these techniques from the local craftsmen. And then he moved to Hawaii and he was building these beautiful, beautiful interiors for these yurts. And you wouldn't even believe it was a yurt. I mean, it was gorgeous. And so even at one point, we had a lot. And I said, honey, let's just sell our house. And on that lot that we have, let's put a yurt on it. And we can, just enjoy the area. I'm not sure why we didn't do that. I'm trying to remember why we didn't do that, but we didn't. We didn't. My one regret, well, one of many, we didn't yurt it. Let me see. I'm running out of stuff that I have handy here. Might have to go on the real hunt for more stuff. That's kind of cool. That kind of speaks to me. Oh, no, Darla. You wouldn't believe what this guy did. This is what was so cool. Okay, we're going to have show and tell again because this is exciting stuff. Well, I love architecture, so it was exciting stuff to me. I mean, when I saw what he did, I got upset because I didn't think about it. Okay, let me find my pen. Show and tell. Show and tell. Okay, so this is what he did. He had a yurt, and this one was probably like it was a 20, like let's say this one was 20 feet, and then he had a yurt here, another 20-foot one, and a yurt here. Now remember, you're in Hawaii, another yurt there. And this was all screened in. And so yurt number 1 was like your living area. And then yurt number 2 was your bedroom with your bath and everything. And then the other one was either an office or a guest room. And then because you live outdoors all the time, but you don't want to get eaten by the mosquitoes, you had all this area. And of course, you could put these as far out as you wanted, depending on your size of your property. And then all the interior was living space. So you really had a bigger living area than if you had a normal home. And it was fantastico. I mean, it was like, come on, let's get the yurt up. I'm ready. Yes, Mr. Skeletor, get his butt out of here. Get his stinky butt out of here. Thank you. Thank you, ladies. But when you're a skeleton, you can't stink, can you? Because you don't have no more meat and juices. You're just bones, right? Anyway, that's just an observation. But so anyway, that's a cool yurt. And he had on his property, he had one set up, as his living quarters, and then he had another one which he used sort of like a bed and breakfast, but on one of the little yurts he had his office. So that was like his show and tell. He would walk you through it, and it just seemed like a fantasy land because what he did on the roof over that connected all of these. He had skylights and stuff that would open up to let all the heat, rise up and get out. And so between the skylights and the type of roof that he put on there that was, you know, pretty transparent, you could plant anything. So he had banana plants in here and I mean, it just felt like you were in the jungle and it had a little waterfall in there. I mean, it was fantasy land. And I'm trying to remember now what each yurt cost. It's still doing all of that, still came out cheaper than getting a house of, even half that square footage. I can't remember now. That's been like over 15 years ago when we were investigating all that. But that was so cool. If I could turn back, I would go to that before I'd go to the 16th Street with, 3-story house. This one's still, to me, way cooler because it was exotic, and the bugs didn't bite you. And then the floor, because in Hawaii, in the island I was on, people put cinders everywhere because, you know, dirt is at a premium because everything is still crushed up lava rock. So it would be super cool because you didn't have all the humidity like from grass or other kinds of things because you had all these cinders and you didn't have the expense of pouring concrete or anything like that. And so it was all cinders. Then you'd have planters and little areas where you put the palm tree or the banana tree or whatever it is you wanted to grow. Because what he did is he built this up into like a peak. So this was a really tall space. And at that time, we had parrots. So all I could imagine was the parrots in here, like an aviary, boing, boing. Hopefully they wouldn't be go around pooping like the bird in here and this little house did. But my parrots were well behaved. But anyway, so that's still one of the fantasies that still is very appealing to me, but will never happen. Yeah, what's with all these trolls? Man, thank you, ladies, for taking care of us. Okay, so I don't know. I think I don't have any more. I don't think I have any more stuff to glue down, actually, that I want to. That doesn't fit. Let me see if I have a few little small spots that I just need to fill something in on this side. This one has more stuff on it. Well, I just might have to go on the hunt tomorrow for some more black and white. I got some books in the back that have plenty of stuff I can tear out. Oh, maybe. No. No. Does that go? I'm still trying to find a place to put this because I think this piece is cool. I don't want to waste it. Oh yeah, I was going to glue that down. That won't happen right now. Oh, that needs to be glued. Okay, how about if I just put that there and then whatever else I put, it's going to have to work. Because maybe like that. No. That might work. It looks like she's going off into another land. Oh, I like that. Okay, I think that's what I'll do. I think I'll put that there and then somehow maneuver that. Okay, that's a plan. That's a plan. That's a plan. Where's my glue? Where's my glue? Oh, there it is. Let me get all this in the way. I got too much junk now. What time is it? Ooh, it's still quiet out there. Nothing yet. Anybody in the chat in Oklahoma? Are you in anybody in Oklahoma? Oh, Galveston. It's all going to be humid down there. That's what's causing all these storms. The humidity is coming up from the south. And the air up here is already unstable from the other storms that we had. So, kaboom. Okay. Let me put that right there. All right, that goes there. And then I'll just put that wherever it fits and then I'll cut it, then I'll trim it. Oops, where is it? Oh, there it is. Ooh, I like that. Good night. There we go. Alrighty, so now, what am I going to fill in there? We'll find something. Now we're on a roll. Found a few things. And it's happening. I think I do have a little bit of tissue paper. Maybe I can fill that in there somehow. Yeah, it's too square. Let me think. Because these are like, this looks like all a bunch of openings to me. So I think I need to put this frame, and maybe it'll look like a window. What do you guys think? Maybe yes, maybe no. I don't know. Maybe a bigger one. Oh, too big. Too big. It distracts. Let me see if I have something that fits right there. Or something I can cut that can fit right there. Oh, she's pretty freaky. She's got a boat on her head. No, a little too freaky. Let me see. Hmm. Maybe some words? I don't know. Oh. Let's see what that looks like. Yeah, that would be cute. Something that has like the looking glass. Let me see if this does anything for us. Maybe not. Let me cut it out first. Because it kind of looks like she's having, let's imagine she's having tea, but I think it's a mint julep. I think it's a mint julep. I've never had a mint julep. And I like mint. Why haven't I had mint julep? I think it's an old-fashioned drink. Do they even make them anymore? Okay. Now, if we get the window, slash frame. Oh, bourbon. I don't think I've ever had bourbon. Bourbon's pretty strong, isn't it? I mean, as far as liquor goes, strong tasting. Doesn't it kind of burn your throat? The good stuff. Okay. How about if she's peeking through the window and she's trying to see her through the window? Or oh, I don't drink whiskey either. My grandfather lived to be, how old was he? 90 something. And he had, I never saw him like drink, but every single night, Jim Beam is whiskey, right? He would get his Jim Beam out from under, literally out from underneath the sink, take one fast swig of it, and then go to bed every night that I can think of his life. That's the extent of his drinking, but he did it every night. Okay, what does that do for you ladies? Nothing? Something? because, you know, it would fold back like that. Yes, no, maybe? Yes, no, maybe? Maybe, no? I think it's too much of a stretch. I think it's too much of a stretch. Yep, 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 yep. But that's not. I think that still might be nice there. And then put some, oh, you like it. Oh my goodness. Okay, you guys like it? We'll do it. Maybe it looks better. Maybe it looks better unlive than live. Let's just do it. I want this little thing done. Okay. Enough of the second guessing. Just do it, Rosemary. Just do it. Just do it. Quit thinking about it. Remember what happened when you thought about it too long? Lightning struck your home. Do not think about it. Which way did I have it? Okay, we can do that. We can do that. Don't want to get the glue all over on the bottom. That might be disastrous. All right, and then I'll come back and glue the rest of that down. Ooh. Oh, that might look cool back there. Wait. Yes, don't waste. Don't waste the stuff. And then I've got to cut that right there so it will bend. Very good. And now it's still excellent. Okay. And then I'll just cut that. And then I'll glue the rest of that down. And we might have a winner. Let that all dry. Okay. Okay. Halfway done. Halfway done. Like I say, I have to go harvest some more black and white, so I'll do that tomorrow. Yeah, that'll work. How you like those choppers? Thank you, Bootsy. Roy. Yes, I remember now. Roy. I met you over at Laura's. Okay. Yes, the black and white and the grays, I think, even though anyone who knows me personally knows how much I love color. If you saw the colors of my walls in my house, you'd freak out. But when it comes to these glue books, I just love the black and white with a little bit of the gray and the red. It speaks to me. I'm not sure what it says, but it speaks to me. Yeah. Oh, bourbon. Kentucky. I'm missing out all the good talk about the drinking. What's going on here? Hmm. Carla, you lost what? What did you lose? There was a struggle and I lost? Uh-oh. Um, all I know is that my go-to, I don't hardly ever drink, and it's funny. Um, about the only time I have a drink is when my friends come over and we do art or something. Um, I'll make margaritas for us, but like I'll be like in the mood for a margarita. I literally will call my friend up and say, "Can you come over so we can have a margarita?" I don't know what it is. It's like I guess I'm just a social drinker. I don't like to just sit and have a drink without one of my friends in the room. I haven't figured that one out yet, but anyway, it's just the way it is. Ooh, it almost looks like a little crown, doesn't it? How cool is that? Maybe I should give her a little crown. Oh, let's give her a little crown. Let's see what it looks like. Now, well, it's not going to look like a crown. You know what it's going to look like? I'll tell you in a second. It looks like a handle. It looks like she has a handle to her head. It looks like she's a purse. But I like it. Do you guys know the story about Hedy Lamarr? My husband, he's so funny. I think he has a crush on her or something. I had this picture, and he goes, "You know who that is?" And I said, "I think so." He goes, "That's Hedy Lamarr." And then he starts telling me the whole story about her. This woman, she was a genius. She invented things that are still used by the United States military. I forget what it is. Don't even ask me because I'm not as smart as she is. But she invented them and she became a spy for the United States. Well, she's, you know, yucking it up with people in the movies. And very, very intelligent woman. She made a bunch of inventions. You have to look her up because I don't remember all the stuff. But if my husband says it's so, it must be. He's got a bad crush on her. Now, this thing tore, her headpiece tore, but that's okay. Here we go. Oh, it makes her look exotic. She always did look exotic. Now, I think she does need a little bit of red. I honestly do. And look what I just found. Okay. I don't know what it is, but it's an L now. Hold on. I don't know what that is. I don't think it's an L, but it is now. So that's for Lamar. Where are we going to put it? I don't think I like it. Well, I want to put it. I just got to figure out where. What do you ladies think? We'll let Roy pick. What do you think, Roy? Ooh, maybe on her cheek. Hmm. What happened to the robins? What robins? What are we talking about? To the right. Brooch. Right there? Maybe a little lower. Right there. I think that's about the brooch height. If I know anything about brooches. That one. Yes, that was what Richard told me. It was the basis for the GPS. Yeah, exactly. And her stuff is still used. Yep, exactly. See, my husband wasn't making it up just to make her look pretty. All right. Yeah, because she came up too with some kind of a code during the war that they communicated with that nobody else had or infiltrated, which allowed several key battles to be won. Okie dokie, that's gonna go there. Yay! The reason they don't know that is because she's a woman, Aaron. Why do you even ask? Woo! Just like they didn't know about all those women that had to do with all the technicalities when it had to do with our space exploration. Why? Because they were women. Specifically because they were black women. Ta-da! That looks pretty good. Okie dokie. So now, what other little places do I have to fill in? I think I might find a little bit of red and put some lippy sticky. She needs some red lippy sticky on here. Let's see, what is this stuff? I don't even know what this is. Ooh, holy moly. Now she looks like she's in the Dracula movie. Oh, maybe a little a little too much. Okay, tone it down, Rosemary. Tone it down. Okay. Da, 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 da. And then I'll get a little black and trace that out a little bit later. All right, so how many pages do I have to do on this one? I think I just need to just fill in little gaps on this. I think this side is mostly done. Oh no, I got that whole thing to do there. Oh, and I got to put that in. I need a little something, something right there because I got to figure out what I need to hunt for tomorrow. Not too much. Not too much. More over here, I think. Let's see. We got... Fill something in there. I don't know. I kept thinking. I keep going back to this, but I don't know. Maybe yes, maybe no. It just kind of... I don't know. I keep thinking it needs to go there. I probably need to stop fighting it and just glue that down in there. So I keep seeing it there, so there must be a reason. Okay, so I need to get some stuff for here. Fill this in. Glue that down. Oh, I got a lot to do on this side. So I got to go on the deep hunt tomorrow. If we still have a house tomorrow. If it's not wet. Oh yeah, see, look, there's a lot to be done here. A lot to be done there, but it'll get done. Okay. And oh, when I was showing you all these books earlier, I forgot to show you this one book. I already tore it half apart, but it's a pretty cool book if you guys can find it. It's called, let me see if it don't get all wacky. It's called Hammond's Nature Atlas of America. And like I say, most of it's already been kind of gutted out. But it has one section, it's all little animals, and they're just a perfect little size to cut out. I haven't cut out the animals yet. And then, whoops, under the animals, they've got fishies. They got all the fishies. I haven't cut the fishies out yet. And of course, they got the bugs. Woohoo! Tore those out, but I haven't cut them out. I'm going to have fun with the bugs. You know that. And then this is the back part. It's just a fun thing. Where did I put all the stuff I cut? Huh. Okay, that's very, very odd. Because I just cut that stuff out today. I probably decided to get it out of the way. Let me see if I can see it real quick because they're pretty cute. You should, if you guys can find that book. Oh, that is very strange. What did I do with that? Oh well, I guess I don't get to share it with you. I forget where I put it. Unless I put it in the other room. Hold on just 1 second. Let me see if it's over there. Ah! I did put it over there. Okay. These are the ones I cut out from that book. And the way it's, well, because of the way it's lined up, when you cut the pictures out, then you've got these sections left over, which would be pretty good, you know, if you want to sew them together, 2 of them together, make a pocket or something like that. You have a lot of stuff to work with. But it had all these, it's too busy, hold on. Let me close this up. See, it had all these cute little pictures in there. So if you can find that book, there's a lot to play with. Yeah, great. Cool tags, right? It's pretty. And then the birds. More birds. So needless to say, there were a lot of pictures in there. As you see, I only did the birds, trees, and flowers. And I still have the animals, the bugs, the insects. So So there is a lot of stuff to play with. So keep your eye out for it, for that kind of a book. You know what Jessica would do with these? She'd be sewing and gluing and she'd be having a great old time. Oh, how cute. It looks so lovely though. Anyway, and then you got all that stuff to play with that's left over. So, very cool stuff. And the name of that thing again was what? I already forgot. Oh, look how cool. They have something already for me. Oh, you know where I need to put that? You know where that needs to go. In my other book. This is called Hammond's Nature Atlas of America. And what's the date on this, I wonder? I don't know. I wonder if I can make copies. Probably not. I don't think it's that old. How come there's no date? What happened to the date? I don't know. I didn't cut anything out of the front of the book. Oh, okay, you ladies. What is this? MCMLII. So it's what? L is what, 5? No. Is it? Is that 52? Yeah, okay. So can't make any copies of it, but still, there's lots of stuff to play with. Don't have to make copies. Alrighty. So yes, that's where that needs to go. In my souvenir de fleur, yes. Let's put that puppy where it belongs. Nyah, nyah, nyah. Oh, I feel so special. Ooh, beautiful. Look, it works. Isn't that cool? Alrighty then. I don't think I have anything else to do and show. Oh, I want to encourage anybody who is interested in applying Encaustic to your junk journaling stuff, that I have my workshop up in my Etsy up in my Etsy shop. I have the workshop and a kit. Some people have bought the kit and not the workshop, and some people have bought the workshop and not the kit, and then some people have bought the whole kit caboodle. Ha 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 ha. Because some had some background in it, so they just wanted the kit. And then someone else had been gifted some Encaustic stuff but didn't know what to do with it, so they bought the course. So it worked out pretty cool. This is my personal one. I show in the course how to make it, but it's mine. Somebody asked if I was selling it. No, I'm not selling it. This is going to be mine. But we learn how to do this one, plus a whole bunch of other ones. I went a little overboard. I made, let me see, little panel. These panels is what we're concentrating on. And I made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think I made 7 or 8 throughout the course, showing you different techniques on each panel. And so I've got quite a few journals. The other journals are going to go up in my shop, but this one's not. This one came out super cool. What I did is I got all of my really crusty papers from doing my Encaustic, not my Encaustic, what am I talking about? My eco printing. And the ones that I put on the bottom of the pan, they get pretty toasty. And so, you know, they're kind of all messed up. And then some where the prints don't work, and others where the prints didn't work, and others that got kind of crunchy. So I have a pile full of, you know, that stuff that, I wouldn't put in my bundles that I sell, but I didn't have the heart to throw them away because I thought they were beautiful, but I didn't think, anybody else would, because it's not a print. They're looking for prints. But anyway, so I just said, you know what, why don't I just put them all together for me, because I like them, and put them all in this journal. And that's what I did, and I just love it. It's just got all the stuff where I lay the stuff on it, or use it to cook it, or to line it, or clean up, or whatever it is. They're all in here. This stuff is I have this paper on my work tables, like when the girls come over and play and do their stuff and dirty up all my tables. And so I just saved some of those and cut those up and put them in there. I thought they came out kind of cool. And then I had bought some construction paper and used it as lining in my eco printing, and it came out pretty good. I wasn't sure if it would hold up, but it did. So I'm going to try it with the printing next time. I was just using it as, like lining paper, but it works pretty good. So that's another one I used as lining. This was what? File folder. What I would do is I'd get the file folder and lay it on the bottom of the pan, and that way, if I forgot and things started burning, it wouldn't be burning my batch. It would just, burn that, get that toasty if the water evaporated too fast. And then when I do the when I put pressure on the top of the bundle, I have a grate that I just got at the Dollar Tree, and I lay it on top, and you can see those lines of that thing that's sitting up there on top of it. I guess like a strainer. I don't even know what you would call it. I don't know what you call it. I think it's supposed to cool your cookies on it or something. I don't know. But anyway, I lay that on there, and then all the little bits from all the boil of the plants and stuff, it kind of boils up and accumulates right there and just settles. And I think it looks pretty cool how that comes out. And then this is just something that went terribly wrong, but it's so beautiful. Another toasty one. Whoops, another toasty one. And this was another one that was just lining it. That again, it was up on the top, and it had that same cookie warmer thing up on the top. Got all those lines on there. Oh, that was on the bottom too. Got a little messed up in a pretty way. Oh, that one, so you can see the lines again from that cookie warmer. I mean, cooler, or whatever it is. Whatever it is. See? I like that. And so, but anyway, these are, you know, all of the trash ones that I didn't have the heart to throw out. And then what I ended up doing, I've been dragging my feet for a while. And my other book, where is it? I don't know where it is, but you know, I used to be a Mexican journal. I've been second guessing myself, and I thought, you know, that's pretty stupid. I started it in a journal that was purchased. Now, how stupid is that? I make journals. And I thought, that's going to be a very personal journal, and I'm putting it inside of an impersonal journal. So I thought, no, forget it. So that's what I'm going to do with this one. This is, you know, has all this yummy stuff that I just love, and it's personal. And so that's what this journal is going to be. And so I was already starting to collect a few things that, you know, meant something to me. Look at this little girl. Isn't she cute or what? I think she's so cute. But I did this with, I'm not a drawer, so I'm not even pretending that I know how. But I did that with, what do you call those things? Those, oh, Elegant Writer. I was playing around with the Elegant Writer, and Diego Rivera is one of my favorite artists when it comes to his marketplace work. And so this is, you know, he did a painting, doesn't look like this, but I was copying a painting of his, and I did it with the Elegant Writer. And so that's why it's all bleeding and everything. But I think it just came out pretty cool. I mean, you know, because I don't know what I'm doing, I think it came out cool. But anyway, so she's going to go in my journal. So I found her, and I decided, I better put her in there, or I'm going to forget. And so she'll be in there somewhere. But anyway. Okay, ladies, I think I've told you more than enough. You know more about me today than all the other times put together, probably, if you started from the beginning of today's live stream, right? You know about how my mind thinks, the house I want, the house I didn't get, why I didn't get it, why I'm on, what's going to happen to me tonight, what I bought today at the grocery store. You know everything. There's nothing you don't know. There's a test later. Oh, thank you, Johnny. This is I make this in the, Johnny, you have the course. I make the whole thing. Where have you been? Did you finish the course? Oh, wait. Yeah, that's you. I sometimes I get confused when people don't have their real names. I go, wait a minute, is that you? Yeah, that's you. Yes, I am an open book. Some people want me to close. Some people want me to close it, but nonetheless, I am an open one. That is for sure. And then I would encourage you guys. I did one other. I haven't done too many. We'll close with this. Let me go get what I did with the Elegant Writer, because I really encourage you guys to get some. Hold on. Okay, you too can do this. All right. Ouch. Okay, my foot. I think it's fallen asleep. All right. Now, when I tell you people that I cannot draw, I am not lying. You too can do these. Really, really, really simple. And let me tell you how you can accomplish this. Get any old coloring book that you like. Any old coloring. I took it, I don't know where they are, but I took them out of here, somewhere out of here. And what I did is I got myself some, what is this? This is mixed media paper. I cut the mixed media paper so that it fit through my feed. I printed, I don't know where, I wish I could show you where it's here. Hold on. Let's be patient. Be patient, Rosemary. You can find, oh, there you go. Okay. So I made a copy of this onto a piece of mixed media paper. All right. After you do that, you get your elegant, oh, they're kind of messed up. I was really having a lot of fun with that night. You get your elegant writer. These are by Speedball. If you buy them by themselves, they cost about $6, but in Amazon, you can get a set of 3, and I think they're $7. Haha, hello. So it doesn't take too much brains to figure out which way to get it. Amazon, Speedball Elegant Writer. They come in colors. Don't buy the colors. The colors do not do what the black ones do. All right, so you make your print off your regular old copy. Doesn't matter what kind of a copy machine you have, but make sure you just make it, black, because you don't want no color. Get your black elegant writer, and then what you do is you trace, pretty much everything on there, whatever you want. I didn't do everything, but I traced a lot. And then what happens is when the water hits this, it's very water soluble, obviously. It starts bleeding, and it doesn't just bleed black or gray. It bleeds all the colors that create black, because colors create black. And so it starts bleeding all of these little cool colors. And then I got watercolors, which I'm not a watercolorist, but it does all the work for you. I got my watercolors and started doing its thing on there, and it would bleed, and so it creates all the shadows for you. You don't have to understand light and dark and contrast, and you don't have to know nothing. You just start bringing your brush in, and this does all the work for you, and you end up looking like you know what you're doing. So I encourage you to try something like that. And I think you'd have a lot of fun with it. And plus, you'll be able to use those watercolors that you bought that you thought you were going to use, you never have, and you'll have fun at the same time. Elegant writer, instant artist, you can do it too. Da-da. I think I have a video not that long ago. I was doing a live stream, and I think I did some of this. I can't remember now. I think I did. I don't remember. If I didn't, I'll do one. But it's pretty cool. Oh, and the cool thing about this is that once it's been activated, once it's wet, and then it dries, it becomes permanent. So when you come back after you've done all that, and you've created your shadows and the water effect, then when you come back in with your watercolors, it's not going to reactivate it. If you want this to be part of your watercolors, then don't activate this with water. Activate it with the water of, it's mixed with your watercolors, and they'll bleed together. And then when it dries, of course, your watercolors still will activate, but this will not. This is permanent. So you can still, like right now, the black is all permanent. I could come in right now and add some color to the watercolor, and the black would not bleed into it because now it's permanent. So anyway, it's fun. It's a fun thing, fun, cheap. You can get a lot of, bang for your $6, and it's a lot of fun. So I would encourage you, if interested in something like that, that is a fun thing to do. Okay, I think I've talked myself out. What time is it? 10:30. Uh-oh, I didn't watch the news. Well, at least I don't have to. I didn't hear the news, local news. So I guess I don't, I won't get worked up about, what is or isn't happening. Oh, Aaron, I did do an example of how to do that. I can't even remember. Yeah, kind of like the intent. Yeah, yeah. They uh, they become permanent. Frozen? Oh, am I frozen or are you frozen, Jennifer? Who's frozen? Oh yeah, these are similar to the clematis, except these are passion fruit flowers. Oops. And there's the passion fruit. Those are really pretty. They come in so many different colors. But I love the clematis too. Mine aren't blooming. I don't know why. Oh well. You're not? Okay, I'm not. Okay, great. Johnny, that's what you get for moving from sub-zero to, you know, practically the equator. What did you expect? You should have moved like where? Vermont. 101. Yikes. Isn't that even hot for where you are? That's not normal, is it? I mean, like here, we get hot, what I call hot. We get hot here probably in, let's see, usually in June, we're in the good, 80s. And July we'll get into the 90s, and then we have probably like 3 week period we'll be in the high 90s, up and through August, and then September, then it starts to cool down again. So we have about 3 months where it gets starts getting warm, and then maybe 3 weeks where it's just plain like uncomfortable. It's like, ugh, get me out of here. Yeah, that's what I thought. Well, the whole country's upside down and crazy right now. My parents live in California, in the part of California where it doesn't rain, and they've been having floods. So I was just talking to my dad today, and he says they've got weeds growing. He's got like in the property that he has. There's I think he's got like maybe 2 acres or something like that. And usually it's just all dead stuff because, it's Southern California and nothing grows unless you water it. Well, he said he was out there today spraying all these weeds that are popping up because they had so much rain during the springtime that things are popping up that have never popped up before. He doesn't even know what they are. And so he's out there trying to kill everything. So, um, everything's just kind of upside down. Okay, Jennifer, we don't know what 15C is. I'm sorry. Our stupid country just never changed over with the whole world. We have to be different. Oh, 60 sounds so good right now. 40. Oh my God. We're like almost 50 degrees hotter than you guys. There's something wrong with that. There's just something wrong with that whole scenario. Oh, and you guys, I got this. I usually don't buy tools. I'm just not a tool kind of person, for crafty tools. But they had this over at Tuesday morning when I got my book. I went next door to Tuesday morning and they had this and it actually works. Oh, and look, for those of you that know about my bird story, it stained it. I can't get it off because it's plastic and it stained my board. That's a calling card for my bird. Not my bird, but the bird that flew into my house last week, the little darling. I kind of do like it. I made these little, I practiced on these and I had these papers, and I made all these little envelopes. I think I did them wrong because that looks kind of wonky sticking out there. But I don't care. They're still kind of cute. I think I did something wrong, right? That shouldn't be like that. I probably should have folded that down. I'm guessing. But it's all glued now. I guess they could still be folded down. But anyway, I made all these. What? CJ, it's snowing? Snowing? Our neighbor has blueberries, and we do have poke salad berries. Not in my yard, but really close by. So yeah, he probably had a little bit of both. Yep, I do think so. Oh, my nose. My allergies are just getting horrible. Okay, ladies, I will let you go. I've got to go and see what is in store for us tonight. Last I heard, it was supposed to hit like about midnight, but who knows? It might be early, it might be late. And I had some iced coffee too late, so I'm kind of like wound up. So I guess I'll be up for a while. My dog got me up. I only had this morning or last night, however you want to look at it. I've only had 4 hours of sleep because my dog woke me up. And he's an elderly dog and he can't, it's really, really hard for him to get up on his own. So when he whines and complains, I make sure, I'm there because I don't want him to have an accident. He's a 100-pound dog. And, when a 100-pound dog has an accident, it's not just this little thing. So, so I went over to try and help him and he just did not have the energy. And, he has really, really bad arthritis, so it isn't just a matter of grabbing him and picking him up because that hurts him. He'll cry, if I do that, so I can't do that. So we have this routine. When he has this problem getting up, it's because he's gotten off his pillow, and we have hardwood floors, and he can't. He does his back. The muscles on his back legs are practically non-existent. So he has to use what strength he has on his front shoulders to get up, and he can't do that on the wood floor because just it just doesn't work. So we have area carpets in the house, and that's where he usually lays down or on his pillow. Well, he wasn't on his pillow or the area carpet, so he couldn't get up. I could hardly get him up. So I was up there with him for like about an hour and a half trying to coax him, trying to help him because I didn't want him to cry and hurt. And then, finally he got up, and by then it was, not worth going back to bed. So, yeah, I'm working on about 4 hours, maybe 4 hours of sleep, from last night. So, and who knows how much I'll get tonight, but oh well. Onion what? Well, see, that's the thing, Aaron. We have tried so many things, but um, getting you can't get a towel underneath him because you can't pick him up to get it underneath. I've tried laying it and rolling him, trying to roll him over, but he's 100 pounds and he just can't roll because his body hurts. He's got really bad arthritis, and so I'm gonna have to make something that's kind of permanent, that is on him, that wraps around him with some kind of velcro or something that has sort of like a little handle up on top. I don't know. I looked on the internet. I can't find anything that seems appropriate for him. The other stuff it's hard, and it's something that he wouldn't be able to sleep in it, and I can't take it. It would have to be something that stays on him when he goes to sleep, so that I would be able to help him up when he needs to get help up. I can't put it on him when he's already laying down, if you know what I mean. So, yeah, he does, Darla. And so, you know, so if somebody can invent something, let me know that'll work on a 100-pound dog, that it's arthritic and gets real sensitive if he feels somebody tugging at him. Oh my goodness. But anyway, but if he's on the area rug, he gets enough traction and he can get up on his own. I mean, you can tell it takes a lot of effort out of him, but he can do it. It's not a problem. But and when he's in the middle of, he's got a big pillow. When he's in the middle of his pillow, he can get up fine too. Effort, but he can do it. But somehow he must have been dreaming. I don't know what he did, but he rolled off his pillow and he was on the wood floor, and that was it. That was the problem. So I need some kind of emergency, harness of some kind. We bought one that was supposed to be, um, you know, um, for like elderly or injured animals, but it's hard as a rock. He can't sleep in it. And then we can't get it on him if he's laying down. It's ridiculous. The thing is made so that the dog has to be standing and the dog steps in it, or else you can't put it on, and you can't, you know, um, when you secure it, you can't do anything with it when the dog is laying down. So what's the point? If you can get him up to put it on, he's already up and he can go out. Oh. Well, he does. We've got rugs all over the place, but um, we don't have wall to wall carpet. I Before he became, older and decrepit, I honestly didn't like carpets at all in the house with the dogs because, um, you really might, just my opinion, no judgment call here. I don't think you can, clean the carpet, to get all the smell and the hair and the dirt, and animals are dirty, and so to me the only way I could really keep it clean was if it was something I could sweep up and mop up and everything, and so I didn't have any carpets at all. But then when he got poor little decrepit guy, I had some area rugs upstairs, so we brought them downstairs, and we got one in the dining room, we got one in the living room because that's pretty much where he spends all his time, and then in the other rooms we have slate tile, so it's rough, so he can get up on the slate tile, it's not slick, so he's fine there too. It's just where the wood is, and it's just a real struggle for him, and it's only going to get worse, it's going to get older, and we're not even sure how old he is. He was a rescue dog, and when we got him, the doctor thought he might have been about 7 years old or so, and we've had him 7 or 8 years. So for a larger dog, he's old. Um, and so, you know, um, yeah. Yeah, that's cute. A life jacket. Didn't think about that. I'm gonna have to look that one up. Cause yeah, it doesn't see what it is when I tried like the towel thing, or I've tried various things, but because he's big and he's heavy, when you go to pull it, it kind of rolls up, and when it rolls up, that concentrated pressure on him hurts him. He'll cry. So then, I panic, and I don't, I just let it go, and then that's it. So I've tried so many different things, and everything kind of rolls up in bunches. And that one thing that we do have for him, doesn't roll up in bunch, but it's as hard as a rock. And, you can't leave it on him. Because there's no way he's going to be comfortable, especially with his aches and pains and all that stuff. It's just like if we were laying on some rocks, I mean, how are we going to, sleep comfortably? So, yeah. um, a belly band. Yeah, but what is the belly band going to be made of that when I try to lift it, it's not going to roll up and just be like one piece of something that's putting all that pressure on his stomach. That's what I'm having trouble figuring out what to do. I mean, I've drawn out some things that I was going to make for him, but then I realized, no, when I do this and when I do that, it's just gonna, because of his belly. Um, oh, okay, I'll do that. I'll do that, Darla. Because last December, he got a bladder infection and he had it for like 3 months. I thought, oh no, his body's shutting down. I was already getting ready to, wait for the doctor to tell me that, his kidney function was, you know, going downhill. But after 3 months of antibiotics, it cleared. But still, what happens now, because he's old, he when he does all that effort to try and get up, sometimes he does lose control of his bladder because he's using every muscle in his body to try and get up. So, oh, okay. I'll have to look that up, Darla, because I mean, it's only going to get worse. And, and the doctor says, I don't know about this poor guy. His heart is in good shape. His teeth are in good shape. His eyes, everything's good about him, except, it's getting, and even when he walks, poor thing, when he gets up, he walks like he's drunk or something. He kind of goes whoa. He's trying to keep his balance because he doesn't have the muscle strength to keep all his weight. And he's not overweight, he's just a big dog. The doctor said, well, his weight's good, and he's holding steady, but he's just big. He's a Rottweiler, so Rottweilers are big. Yeah, because what I've done in the past, which is kind of funny, um, when he's somewhere where he can use his front feet, if he's outside on the deck, and he can do it on the deck wood because it's rough, or if he's on the slate tile, which he could do it. What I do is I stand behind him and I literally put my feet like this behind his butt, and then when he starts to inch up, I'll like kind of move my feet up and help him. And he gets up and he's all happy because he just needs a tiny, tiny bit of help, you know, because he doesn't have any strength back there. And whatever little bit you help, boom, he's up, and he's so happy. So I got to figure something out for the poor guy. Yeah. And we make him walk because we have, we go out the back door, he could go off to the side yard that's between my studio and the house, but that's a real short distance. So we make him go down the ramp because he can't go down steps at all. But he goes down this ramp that we have, and then that ramp goes like this, goes into the garage, and then he goes out into the yard part outside of where the garage is. It's all fenced in. And so he has to take that, that long walk just to go pee. But the doctor says it's good for him, because he don't want his muscles to completely atrophy. He's got to move. So sometimes he stands there on the porch and he looks at me and he looks at the short way to my studio and looks at me, and I go, I'm sorry, you got to walk the walk and hope he makes it. Oh, gosh. Yeah, some rubber floor wedges to push him. Now there's a thought. There you go. I could get those knee mats that you use for when you work out in the garden, and get two of them and put a 2x4 cut at an angle at the end, and then wedge them and clamp them and boom. You go hydroplaning up. But he's so cute. When he finally does get up, he gives this bark like he did it all on his own. He goes, whoa, 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 and then he takes off. And we're going, yeah. We know. You're hot stuff. He's so funny. Yeah. And then, see, we have two Rottweilers. The other one, we don't know how old she is either, but because she was also a rescue. But she was, quite a bit. Well, there was space and time between the two of them that we got them, but she was younger than Junior was when we got her. We think she may have been like maybe 3 or 4, and we've had her about 5 years, I think. So, and she was already kind of bow-legged. And so the doctor says, well, as she gets older, she's going to have probably hip dysplasia or something. Oh, great. Cha-ching, cha-ching. Because Junior had to have hip surgery. Hip surgery. That was a few years ago. And that wasn't cheap. But we call him, okay, what year was that? I'm trying to remember. It was the year where when we got some kinds of, what were they called? Something incentives or something during, um, when it came to our taxes. And I forget how much. I think it was like every household got X amount of money, or if you're a couple, you got X amount of money. Well, anyway, all of that went to his hip. So we didn't get any of that money. Oh, God. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, like we've done something wrong. He's all insulted about the whole thing. That's so funny. They're all so much alike. Okay, people, thank you for keeping me company. And I'm going to go on the hunt tomorrow and try and finish this black and white. And I got to get started seriously on my journal on this one. I think that's why I want to get the black and white done. I just want to, feel like I finished it and move on to this one. And I'll probably end up crossing over. I probably won't be able to have it all done. But anyway, oh well. Okay, ladies, thank you so much. If any of you are in the line of different storms, stay safe, stay with your loved ones, and try and stay dry. And you in the heat, don't complain. At least you aren't in the storms. I don't want to hear no complaining about the heat. I'd rather have heat than the storms that we're having. So there. I've had my say. All right, ladies, thanks again. And we will see you soon. Good night.